When we think of comebacks, everyone's mind would go to the 9-3 curse. So let's discuss just that alongside other massive comebacks that took place during Valorant Pro matches. Some people might not even know where the 9-3 curse started from. If you didn't, the 9-3 curse originated from the infamous 100 Thieves vs Gambit games during Masters Berlin, popularized by the statements of other pro players like Tens, Shazams, and the community itself. Let's take a trip down memory lane and start from the beginning and go down the road to some of the biggest comebacks in Valorant's history. As there are hundreds of pro games that happened over the years, we will start with the comebacks that took place in 2021, then 2022, then 2023. Starting off with the most notable comeback, like I mentioned, 100 Thieves vs Gambit back in Masters Berlin 2021. The 9-3 curse took place not once, but twice, except sadly, they were not victorious during the second one. The main event, which is the 9-3 curse that actually came back and won the game, will be the one discussed in this video. All footage will also be from the official VCT match, so let's get into it. This match between 100 Thieves and Gambit was important as the winners would go off to the playoffs. The typical best of 3 maps, meaning that either team should win 2 maps to qualify. First map will be Ascent, chosen by Gambit. Second map is Icebox, picked by 100 Thieves, and if needed, the third map would be split. Ascent started pretty equal in the first half, with GMB taking the lead after some excellent performance from all players, especially Defo being the one to clutch a 1v4 situation and Ace to gain the lead.
And they just react so well, but Defo wins out with the Bladestorm, goes up top, not going to spot anyone there. They've got him tagged. And they've got nothing but a Sheriff. Yeah, there's nothing doing there. The spike's going to drop. Defo still has that Bladestorm, but he doesn't have the spike. He finds himself in a 1v4. Oh, reset. Make that a 1v3. 30 seconds left. 30 seconds. Reset. Okay, make that a 1v2. Defo manages to pick up the spike as well. Understands he goes there. Ethan's going in there as well. He goes into aggressive. Defo good for 4. Looking to work the Ace. With the Bladestorm, he's got a util! Defo does it! My goodness, the Ace to kick off the series for Gambit!
Second half starts with the scoreline 7 to Gambit and 5 to 100 Thieves. After the switch, it did become a totally different story. Gambit was extremely dominant and won 6 consecutive rounds to take the win. The match ended 13 to Gambit and 5 for 100 Thieves. So what started to look like an even fun match ended up being a slam dunk, and 100 Thieves were on their back foot. If Gambit won the next map, it would be over. So as we enter the next map, Icebox starts with Gambit on attack and 100 Thieves on defense. Gambit was shown that they are very strong when attacking, especially on Icebox. In a typical situation, the attackers would be pushing aggressively while defenders hold for information and map controls, but this time the defenders decided to reverse the roles and push into the enemy's spawn. Very chaotic battles of 3 defenders versus 5 attackers as they turned it into a 2v2 before a clean post plant takes the win.
You see Ethan has worked his way up. You've got Nitro and Asuna who are going to be doing the same. They've got a pinch. The problem is, look at Nats.
Waiting.
No shot.
1, 2. Oh, Asuna with the look almost gets taken down. They're going to try to get him with 3. That is going to be 1. Gambit,
but they're pulling back. They're pulling back. They're pulling back. It's just going to be a complete slugfest back on the site. 100 Thieves were able to trade out a couple. Asuna's already good for 2. Looking to land the 3rd. No. Chronicle cleans that back up. Ethan's going to fall as well. Members of 100 Thieves continue to fall. A 2v2 here as the spike is huddled back in their side. And after 40 seconds of chaos, 45 seconds of chaos, all right, let's go back to our respective halves. Let's slow down and let's start over.
And we got our answer for whether Asuna wanted to push or not. It was a yes. Both teams got hot and heavy real quick. And now the plant going down B for Gambit.
30 seconds left.
Chronicle.
Planted.
All right, so the spike is down. Dart cleared out.
Oh, does ping.
Oh, yeah, it did. You're right. So it did tag onto Chronicle. They have a decent idea of where he is, but they don't know where Defo is.
They know he's close because Chronicle did not look up to kill that on his ping.
There's a knock dart. Oh, Defo. Ooh. Eco gets messed up as well. Gambit win the pistol again. An excellent start for the #1 seed of EMEA.
As the B approach worked so well, they repeat it, and once again, successful. However, the bonus round doesn't go as smoothly and 100 Thieves take their first round. Things look pretty normal so far. Edgar practices trigger control but sadly doesn't end as planned, leaving us with a score of 2-1, and GMP does not plan to give up their lead. Both teams have their bye rounds, although 100 Thieves does not have full shield across the players. Everyone has a rifle in their possession. They knew A didn't work and went back to B to work their magic. Getting first blood and early control of B, things didn't go as planned and they tried a different approach and nearly lost to a well-positioned 100 Thieves player. Multiple rounds have passed and 100 Thieves can't seem to get any wins now. Even trying to gain more control of space gets instantly shut down by Gambit. The bye round was not great for 100 Thieves and Gambit knew that. A flawless round is the nail in the coffin that called for a 100 Thieves timeout. After a short discussion with their coach, 100 Thieves come back swinging. The Reyna on 100 Thieves side gets a dominant round using their Reyna ult, but Gambit's Reyna says, "I could do one better," and gets a 4K before getting shut down by the clutch master himself, Hiko.
Clutches that he can do, because that was going to be Shados's round. Absolutely incredible positioning, ability to create 1v1s, snap to the top, another, and he's just not having any trouble with these. Just even peeking the op too, absolutely brazen.
Score is 6 Gambit to 100 Thieves. The lack of mid-control seems to haunt 100 Thieves as they continue to lose space and members due to Gambits lurking up directly into their spawn unnoticed every single time. Its final round of the half, Gambit stayed dominant and did not lose a single round. If they win this, they will go into the second half with a beautiful scoreline of 10-2. Unfortunately, 100 Thieves does not have a strong bye going into this round, but that does not matter, as they still take the win.
And Chronicle gets a spike down.
Walling off Snowman. You just see Defo jump through his little lane that he had protected by the Viper wall, able to take on Asuna. Hiko, though, with the Guardian. And Nitro coming in with a Spectre. Can they make it happen?
Chronicle, yeah, he's going to get cleaned up. You asked if they could make it happen. They can. Last one. So for Gambit, they get a 9-3 half.
First half ends 9-3 for 100 Thieves. Now the teams have switched sides, but will Gambit stay strong and take home the map and qualify for the playoffs here? And you already know the answer to this. The 9-3 curse comes into full effect. If 100 Thieves wants to win, there has to be a comeback, and it has to start now as they have the advantage heading into this next round with a full bye round. That's exactly what they do. 100 Thieves seems unsure how they want to play this, but after using all their utility to get more space on both sites, they end up committing to A site after the original disturbance, Sage Wall, is taken down. Losing the first battle, but the team's aggression pays off and they win their fourth round.
Could have been very, very costly in the upcoming rounds here. Needed rounds as well, going to the side, 100 Thieves. Nitro with a great spam to start off the chaos, which would lead 100 Thieves into the site victory. Oh, he didn't have much to shoot either.
No, big shots.
After 100 Thieves experienced Gambit's torture, they take Gambit's playstyle and use it against them, but improved. From gaining control of the neutral space to rotating a more desirable site, 100 Thieves seems to learn exactly how to delay and put Gambit in awkward positions, like a 1v4 or 1v5. After Defo got placed in one of those awkward 1v5 situations, they tried to save their operator, knowing their economy isn't that great. 100 Thieves tried to prevent this from happening, but Defo did not let that happen and got a well-deserved 4K in the best possible way.
Man, surely you don't challenge him here. Surely not.
They know where he's going, though. You see the pings actually coming out on your minimap from the side of 100 Thieves. I loved the pressure from Steel coming in through Kitchen this round. 100 Thieves is trying to work off the ball now. And gross!
No shot!
A moment of silence.
No shot!
Oh.
The overconfident and relaxed Gambit players that had taken it to an 11-3 lead have now dissipated as 100 Thieves approach the tying of the scores. Gambits are looking strong. They have the Viper Pit to prevent a B push, and maybe they can look to close out the game as the remainders of players stack on A. However, they can't delay the aggressive push that 100 Thieves pulls off here. As time is running out, but the mid lurk shuts down Gambit's flank, giving him back control and confidence to push through. The ultimate comeback coming from 100 Thieves is not finished just yet. Either team needs to get 2 consecutive rounds to finish this match out, otherwise the game goes into OT. We get a timeout from 100 Thieves side as they go back to the drawing board to know how to push through. As we enter the round, Gambit has the very obvious disadvantage as their economy is broken. 100 Thieves just needs to get to a site and they can bring the Viper Pit out. Given the situation, it's not surprising that Gambit loses the round, but surely they can win the other to take it home during OT. Even when Gambit has the biggest advantage, they learned why 100 Thieves Hiko is called the Clutch Master, as he wins the final 1v3 fight against Gambit.
Yellow, not a ton of Yuta to work with. I mean, you've got the shock dart, but Hiko's playing pretty tight here, Asuna. Able to clear out the dart.
Sonar's up.
Cloudburst not be able to spade space. Shadeoff's good for one.
Hiko
trades one out. No, just narrowly not able to get the second. He doesn't pitch again. He's able to get a second one. Hiko, 24 health, running for the fences. Chronicle has plenty of health. Chronicle on the tap. He's got to get
Pros don't fake.
He's got to get it to Happier. Hiko swings out. He gets 4. He gets the Red Bull clutch. 100 Thieves were down, but they steal the round away from Gambit to push us to map 3.
This was truly a spectacle that had everyone on the edge of their seat. Now, a little bit of a spoiler alert, Gambit might have actually lost this match and not directly qualified, but they went on to win the losers bracket, earn their spot in the playoffs, and then crawl their way all the way to the top for the crown of Champions Berlin. But that doesn't diminish the value of this specific game. As we enter into the next story, we got the biggest reverse sweep comeback. Oh my goodness, it was G2 Goes In versus Shopify Rebellion in 2022. Let's get started with some background information. This would be the first international LAN event for VCT Game Changers. None of the other regions competed against each other yet until this very point. After the whole season of Game Challenger qualifiers and playoffs, it all comes down to this exact match. Grand Finale Champions Tour Game Changers in Berlin. Shopify Rebellion, SR, versus G2 Goes In, G2, will now be competing to see who will become the first ever International Game Changers champion. Since this is the first international LAN, G2 and SR never crossed paths before, at least not until the very end. They didn't compete against each other due to the difference in brackets. G2 never lost a single match and was on a winning streak headed into the grand finale, while SR ended up losing their second match and landing in losers bracket, but SR climbed their way back up and defeated everyone along the way till now reaching the grand finale to go against G2. This match was going to be different in many ways, as the team of SR will not have their head coach present due to some controversies that took place before the grand finale.
Oh my god. They actually did it. That's a big upset. Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
That's gotta feel so good.
That's actually big. That's actually big for Shopify. No joke.
After getting beat online all the time.
Damn.
For the last 2 years, finally on land.
Yo, this. Oh my. Whoa, guys. Where the fuck's security?
Their head coach got penalized by Riot and could not participate in their coaching duties during the grand finale. Now, this is a best of 5 grand finale, which the maps were picked as followed: Pearl by G2, Bind by SR, Ascent by G2, Icebox by SR, and then Breeze was the decider just in case we got there. Start of the first game on Pearl starts very good for G2, one of their members almost acing in the very first round.
It must have been, because I'm pretty sure Benito was playing pretty safe here. Let's have a little watch of this. Yeah, okay. All right, Mary's looking dangerous. Oof. Not a bad start at all. And, hey, that's, Chamber being now propped up. It's ridiculous.
Almost deserved the ace.
Yeah, honestly, scary at that point.
Small things we might not even think about, but the way G2 utilized Yoru's TP to bypass the Chamber's trip holding Art to gain more control without needing to be on the site all helps to win the round and force SR's last player to save their rifle. A very dominant first 3 rounds going to G2. G2 knows exactly how to take worthy and calculated risks with the Yoru TPs, and sometimes they pay off. Sometimes they don't. Last round, due to SR's great positioning, they were able to hear the Yoru TP and be prepared for the unexpected, rewarding SR the round at this point.
difference being Flowerful here actually to try and hold down the fort with Benita. This tour de force.
Look who's behind them. They turn around in time. Sonda does deal with Giuliano. Really overcommitting. The spike is still by spawn, but it's going to be on Benita. Nice play around the smoke this time. Keeps cool, keeps composed. Needs to keep her life, and she does. Takes one with her as she backs away towards Pit.
Huge shot for Flowerful as well. Mary eventually coming through with that operator. Headhunter in hand now. Going to try and challenge with Flowerful.
As the game goes on, the sides start to switch and SR starts winning consecutive rounds. The table turns faster than you can even look, playing very strategically, not trying to take any risks. Even when on their back foot with very little HP, you'll be shocked to see the type of moves that they pull off. They got some neon jump peaks with guaranteed trades, throwing the balance from the last player standing.
G2, but good progress towards B side here. Giuliano once again commits to the TP.
Yeah, let's see if she can make mayhem out of it already. Laurie has been just blunted on the site. There it is. Petra still playing towards middle. We're down to 3. Benita, Flowerful, and Sonda. And Giuliano's position is a problem because Benny walks right into it, unawares. And the follow-up should be a trade. Good. The HP is so low. So little to play with in this, but wants to try and get it going. All goes through for Sonda. They should note some of this. How close can she get? The crossfire's decent for this. Glance should take contact. Actually able to find the 1v1, and now it's getting messy. Flowerful with enough time to defuse. I thought the crossfire could have held there, but
SR fought back and brought a 5-1 game to 6-6 before the second half. But the pacing, the dominance, and what is expected begins to change extremely fast. SR fought back, and they fought back hard. They win 6 consecutive rounds. G2 tries to bring it back in their favor, but unfortunately for them, it does not work out that way. It came down to the way G2 handled their site retakes. They were just in player disadvantages over and over without having time and strategy by their side. The game ends with Shopify Rebellion 13 and G2 at 9.
Flowerful holding the line. Defuse started. Giuliano needs support here. And where was Petra in this? Well, she wasn't alive anymore. Benita's got her dead, and Shopify Rebellion. That's map 1.
We now continue into the second game. Bind, and once again, G2 shows their absolute dominance in the start. Very similar to the start of the first game.
That's the rifle gone. Petra was the one who had it.
Yep.
That's been removed.
Stun comes through. It's perfect here to set Giuliano up. That's going to swing through. Not find the second, though. Mimi does.
Yeah, but Flowerful's only 10 HP. How much can one player do in a 1v2 now? Flashed up. Flowerful, this is such a tall task. Mary and Mimi up against you. Mimi on guard duty. Mary taken down, no trade. Flowerful, are you kidding me? Almost getting away with murder. But across the line, bonus converted. G2 carry on forward.
As the game progresses, you can see some sloppiness that starts to show up on G2's side, and SR was able to lurk up through showers, catch G2 off guard, and gain map control.
Trying to toy with the consideration hit, but Nita with a shot. Giuliano deleted. They slip away to the post plant. Time is of the essence. They've got to get a move on. That's quick. There's a lineup for Benny. Gonna commit it now. Glance. Might be able to get it to half here. Still going to be sitting it. And actually going to be... Oh, Benita comes around back in time, and that should be the denial defuse. Going to be brutal to try and get back to Mary. Going to have to make something of this one. And an attempt here. Going to be going for this 28 seconds. A smoke depleter. Benita with the clutch.
However, with that being said, the first half of the game was fairly tame and quite balanced overall. Players from G2 were just all wearing the clutch jeans as the rounds went on. G2 goes into the second half leading with 7 rounds, while SR has 5. Now it's SR's turn to be on the defensive. As we saw on Pearl, it can be hit or miss, but the first 2 rounds were a definite hit, with G2 doing some special moves that just simply did not reward them. G2 takes good advantage of the breach stun's length and clears close corners and showers, allowing them to take control a lot easier. Sadly, they lose due to the gun disadvantage that they had against SR.
Giuliano runs through 2 with just a frenzy. KP just about quells all of that danger, but could have been potentially consumed if the others had swung that corner. What else do you have, KP? Ridiculous impact already. Stopping any danger here and the spike no longer planted. It's all very favorable now for Shopify.
Laurie desperate to try and find the heal. And the swing through. What a round from KP.
SR absolutely used and abused the judge as well, especially in hookah, while actively contesting B long. G2 gets put into a 2v4 situation. However, due to the unnecessary push-up by two members of SR, the round gets turned into a 2v2 and goes to G2.
Crossfire here, but an opportunity for Mimi to be isolated, and yeah, Shopify are going to push this way.
Mimi. Timing. Oh my
Huge
god,
stun,
Mimi,
though.
this is perfect!
Oh my god!
Oh my, and Laurie still gets that! Now, last flash used, Laurie all alone. Up against Petra, still has the Prowler, still has the C's, there's so much to play with here. Prowler handled. Petra's patience gets tested. Steps heard, Laurie. Goes out for it, it's 30 HP, Petra! The veteran stands her ground.
With SR having a semi-low buy round, G2 takes another round using the same strat that lost them pistols, but executes it perfectly this time around.
For now, 8-7. They've forced away the early presence here with, as you said, beautiful utility and a very nice approach.
The pre-take, though,
They're
coming
pushing
through. Actually rolling fine. Catches Juliana. She still gets the kill, though.
Yeah, Benita left feeling a little silly with that, but luckily KP's on the case. Gonna find two, but Mary, Mimi in combination. Try and clear.
But Flowerful clears it. What?
The consideration of that, and that's a rifle to upgrade to now. That's going to be back into the pocket. You're going to see the investment of the Ollie. They want to secure this round. They do not want to make any more mistakes. Stamping their authority here on the game as Flowerful has been posing a problem, being a danger, being a threat. This time nullified.
Unfortunately for G2, they were not prepared for the tsunami called SR that was about to wash over them. Even when G2 forced SR on an eco buy, they still played it well. G2 losing a crucial fight and wasting an ult, giving SR that advantage that they needed.
TB taken as well over towards the other side, and a quick swing. Mimi's gone down. It's fallen to pieces. It's a 2v4. Mary and Petra put to task. Benita closing in. Say goodnight, Petra. How much more can you do? Nothing. Shopify Rebellion. This was never meant to be the round.
SR just seems so much more synchronized in comparison to G2, winning those duels, trading teammates, and just simply slowly taking up space away from G2. As SR wins, G2's economy only seems to worsen as they can't seem to win those important eco rounds. Losing their lead might have affected their mentality as SR comes in and wins the next rounds and takes the victory.
I'm still breathing. Mary with it all to do.
Oh my god.
Oh, Mary trying to do it all. Trying to lift
Benita.
Benita. Big game. Benny is in the building. Shopify Rebellion. I cannot believe what we are seeing here.
Alright, 2 games have now passed, and to summarize, first map was Pearl, they were 6-6, and SR won the score 13-9. Second map was Bind, G2 leading with 7-5, but SR took the victory by the end with the same score, 13-9. If SR wins this third map, it is GG well played, and we have our Game Changers champions. At the very least, the next map was Ascent, which was G2's pick. SR is starting on defense, so they do have the bigger chance to get the lead before the second half. First round goes a little shaky for SR, but second round is eco, and you want to make sure the enemy loses as many weapons as possible to hopefully start making a little bit of a comeback. So SR sets up a death trap in B site with shorties and classics ready.
You're worried though at this point. You're like, how is it not here?
The shorty.
Here we go. How many do they get? From the depths, jumping down. Sonder's got 2. KP's got 1 as well. This is a tragedy in action. It's falling by the wayside. 2 survive, make it out of the massacre.
G2 continues to take these rounds, even when SR puts them in an awkward position. For example, 1v3 here, and G2 still manages to clutch.
This is a tall task. Gets the first. Back on board. All goes in. That's both players. She knows where they are. Petra! This could be everything. All goes up. Judge comes out. 20 seconds down. Petra's making the play! Big moves from Petra. Red Bull clutch. And G2 get past a very dangerous, threatening round.
G2 is just unstoppable at the moment, simply playing it perfect in every single way possible. Ascent has been known to be a weak map to SR, but this performance is on another level. Even Valorant felt bad and gave SR great timing, but sadly simply got shut down by G2's raw performance.
Clear in the site. We'll send this deep towards CT if she has to. All to buy some precious space. They have no idea. Laurie's waiting.
Laurie pinged it.
Yep, there it is. Delivery. But losing a lot of space. Glance gets it back and Mimi shuts it down. KP was trying to make a bit of an account of something. And you can see that G2 mean business right now. Flowerful's naive. Needs to go above and beyond there, but doesn't get it.
Seems SR just can't seem to do any major damage to G2 until the 11th round. SR got a perfect hold on B site, making sure nobody gets in without the password. G2 tried to force their way in, but could not even make it onto site. Round went so fast that if you blinked, you would have missed it. G2 loses their first round here. As the sides switch, SR seems to have been warmed up and ready for a fight. And they want that trophy, winning 3 early rounds immediately and slowly closing the gap between them and G2. Unfortunately, G2 isn't backing down yet, and after putting SR in a 1v4 situation, we are headed into match point for G2. It's gonna take at least 9 consecutive rounds to win from SR to even reach overtime. Probably best for them to cut their losses and think about the next map. G2 is simply unstoppable on Ascent, and G2 wins the map in a very dominant manner.
Worst surprise possible, denies them all! And now just Flowerful. There's so little to play with, not even the headhunter to hand. And time to face some music for Flowerful. This one doesn't even get Mary. Will be found by Mimi. It's 13-3, it's quick.
This match was nothing like the previous ones. G2 just simply ran through SR, starting slow and steady but catching up in speed and surpassing their opponents. As we continue to the 4th map, Icebox, the pressure might be getting to SR, as this is their best chance to put an end to the competition. Beat G2 on their own map pick, and SR gets to start on defense. They do manage to get first blood, which put them in a wonderful situation. Spike is planted and SR has the player advantage. Sadly, even with a couple whiffs, G2 still takes the first round. SR has only gotten 2 buy rounds so far, and they lost both of them. But now they have many ults, so they should be able to finally make something happen here. That's exactly what SR does. SR gets a thrifty clutch and takes their first win against G2, scoreline 5-1.
It's a trade-off from ultimates here, but Mary finds a kill onto Flowerful.
Oh, the ping though. Complimenting KP about this previously, and so much damage achieved, making these pistols so much more deadly. Even the Bulldog's still in play. Petra down low, Mimi down a little lower. Petra looking on the chopping block. So much invested. Petra, can you get something? No, gone down. Benita's there. 3 now alive. Viper's mid just came through, I'm pretty sure as well. Yeah, absolutely. And Juliana's just going to walk it through the ice box, through the ice. Can't quite melt Benita, who's still alive, but only for a moment. And KP with it all to do. Oh, and she's done it. Catching off guards in the end, around with nothing, making something of it.
Yeah, it almost feels like another round we noted previously in this series, almost hitting that panic button on a lesser purchase here, but converting the thrifty. And so
as the rounds continue, SR does not have the momentum to keep up with G2's actions and keeps losing more and more rounds. SR would need to win 7 consecutive rounds to get even with G2 here. SR needs a hero to lead them. Well, luckily for them, in comes their IGL, acing to give them their 2nd win.
This is ridiculous.
Ooh.
Replay shows exactly how gorgeous those first 3 kills and teaches G2 not to make the same mistake again. Sadly, whatever SR tries to do to hold down G2's attack, G2 just stays on top of it, with a wonderful flawless pistol round at the start of the 2nd half.
So many players coming her way. Does have support, but not quite there. Petra 1 with 2.
God.
Oh, Petra goes huge for G2.
G2 secures the 2nd map, and we move on to the last and final map of the evening. Impressive 13-2 victory, setting themselves up for a reverse sweep. But the thing is it's not over until it's over. So the final map, the one in which the team gets crowned the VCT champions, Game Changers Berlin, the final decider, Breeze. Although G2 won the first round, SR forced a buy round, and it works absolute wonders for them.
Even seen Mary wants to try and help her out here. She is very much alone, but still going to find one. Expects a second. Oh, the third just slips between her fingertips. Flowerful finds Mary. That's a sight. Gonna have to expect the rest to be pushed up on site. They didn't expect the angle from Glance. Now they need to clear the pillar and maybe consider Flowerful. Oh, it goes back for seconds, and this time's got it. Glance now, time being bought, being purchased. 80 HP, and Flowerful's got him.
Giving SR the next 2 rounds and showing some of that skill that they have not displayed in the last 2 maps. SR tries to recreate their success they had in previous rounds by doing a fast push through halls, and it works out for them at first, till G2 collapses on them and takes the round.
Close enough to handle this. No, Lowry is a little too quick with it. Glance has to respect this now. The site's been overtaken. This is good from Shopify. Really nice work. Glance are still going to find one. And Giuliano on the trade. What do we have in the post plan here? Flowerful, Benita, Sonda still alive. Defending the site though. That's the difference there. Giuliano going to find Sonda this time. Benita on the quick flank. Petra has the fright of her life as she turns around. Still need to work on that defuse. Mary wants to try and get this towards half. Flowerful goes down. Mary with a shot of her life, and Benny once again in that undesirable position to try and keep that composure. Try and do something. It ain't happening now. Giuliano coming alive here.
G2 is just not stopping anymore. They are on fire. They want to win, and they want it badly. Not only winning so many consecutive rounds in a row, but getting much flawless rounds over and over to hurt SR's mentality.
Could be tricky, but still gets it. Petra has the bailout from Giuliano as well. There's a reason she's a legend. In 5 HP. Let's hope they found a solution, because G2, they're up to 7 now.
Things are crumbling, and it's the last round of the half. If SR wins this round, they could get the 9-3 curse for themselves that everyone's familiar with. Although it was a bit rough on SR's side, they still managed to beat G2 and win the round.
That could be the wake-up call, enough to rekindle that fire that started to dwindle. And Mary and Glance, this is a really tall task for anyone.
Glance down to 30 HP as well. Clear so high.
Grim. Alright, Mary. There we are, okay. 9-3, Mike, it ain't much. It ain't much.
With the scoreline being 9-3, SR fans kept hope and started manifesting for more rounds. SR did start strong in the second half with a strong pistol round, however G2 just bounced back. A simple goal of vengeance, G2 did everything they could to keep SR on their back foot. And in the end, it paid off with a massive victory for G2.
Find out if we keep this going, if Shopify Rebellion have it in them, or if G2 are just meant to be in these finals, meant to be looking this good. Take us all the way, and Petra kicks it off. Laurie's gone down. Vulnerability found and exploited. And the temptation to push is being called upon here. You can see it. Sonda wants to swing, and has been dealt with as well. Mimi's found her. It's fallen to pieces, Mike.
Mimi's found that wallbang through the elbow. It's ridiculous. Benita trying to challenge. Find some form of pressure back into this. KP try and shift walk through tube here. Aldrone going to clear out most of site. Benita unnoted as of yet. No Flowerfall's position here. Mary breathing down her neck.
Okay, Mary.
She
checks it!
No way!
Heartbreak for Flowerfall with just 2 remaining. Benita and KP with it all to do now. Tournament life on the line, and KP is still trying to fight the good fight for them. Spike now in. Tries to send Hunter's Fury. Benita on the chopping block. It's Giuliano hunting her down once again, but she succeeds. And now it's all on one. KP's gone! And G2, a lifetime of greatness forged in finals like this.
Thing is, it wasn't just a reverse sweep. It's an insane comeback on its own, but reverse sweeping your opponents by dropping only 10 rounds while doing it is a totally different story. G2 didn't just sweep them, they did a reverse vacuum on SR. I mean, for perspective, that reverse was so intense, that by the time they headed into the next VCT Champions Game Changers in Sao Paulo, the entire team had been let go and replaced by a new upcoming dominant team known as Version 1. So yeah, they dropped the ball so hard that they ended up dropping the team. But arguably the most intense comeback was during Fnatic vs Loud in VCT Lock-In. All right, okay, this is for the grand finale in Sao Paulo, and let's just get some background information out of the way. It was the best of 5 grand finale, so either one of the teams would need to win 3 out of 5 games to take home the title of Sao Paulo VCT Lock-In champions. They started on Ascent, picked by Loud, and the first half of Ascent was dominant defense from Fnatic, making it 8-4 transitioning into the second half. Going into the second half, Fnatic loses pistol round, and their eco round making it a close 8-6, giving Loud the possibility to make a comeback. Fortunately, Fnatic goes ahead and locks in, no pun intended, 13-8 to take the victory.
Possible to keep them in the map. On the favored stationary ground, still held down.
Next up is Fracture, picked by Fnatic. It was a pretty even game back and forth between the teams with a scoreline of 6-6 on the half, but as they enter the second half, it was a totally different story as Fnatic shows why their defense is so damn strong. They win pistol and semi-buy, only losing their bonus, but after that proceeds to win every single round, bringing it 13-7, a clean second half sweep for the most part. Therefore, it means that Fnatic is one map win away from being crowned champions of Sao Paulo VCT. Unlucky for them, Loud wasn't backing down without a fight. Following map is Split, picked by Loud. After Fnatic wins the first round, it seems they might be winning this one as well. However, Loud responded back by winning more rounds going forward, bringing the scoreline 7-5 going into the second half. Keeping moving quick, we're going to see that the second half Fnatic actually ends up losing their pistol, semi-buy, and unable to close the gap between them and Loud. The match ends 13-9 for Loud. The score is now 2-1 for Fnatic. However, they just need to win one more and they can still take the win. But could they be brought to a 5th map? We head into Lotus, picked by Fnatic. One thing about Fnatic is that they were pretty consistent with winning pistol and semi-buy rounds. They won 8 out of 12 pistol and semi-buy rounds in the last 3 maps so far. But even with all that being said, Loud went on to win the next 6 consecutive rounds. The last 3 rounds went back and forth between them, starting on the second half with a 7-5 scoreline led by Loud. Once again, Fnatic takes the first 2 rounds and ties the score with Loud. This is the best chance Fnatic has got to end this once and for all, and just make them victorious. Loud contests them extremely hard and take the following 2 rounds, gaining back their advantage. Fnatic tries to combat this by winning the next round. However, Loud doesn't let this happen and wins the next 4 consecutive rounds, with the match ending 13-8 for Loud. And now, the actual storyline begins. All that was just background information given to you at a rapid pace and story to explain how intense this final match would be. So far, we have a huge comeback. It's 2-2 and the next game decides it all. First round of the game, Loud is on attack and Fnatic is defense. Loud goes for their usual B attack, which involves slowly taking control of B garage and clearing B cubby before using Sky's utility to clear the rest of the site. They do this so they can take control of B site and move forward the snowman to take more space. While Loud does that, 3 members of Fnatic slowly creep into mid, but after noticing how much space Loud already took, they quickly rotate through mid to B site and try to delay the plant. Due to the amount of space Loud has taken into Snowman while leaving a player to anchor at yellow, they force Fnatic into a undesirable position. Okay, so Fnatic lost pistol and semi-buy round, Loud is on bonus while Fnatic has their full buy round. Pistol rounds can be very random and doesn't decide the entire match. Typically, you wouldn't invest a lot of money going into the bonus round, but Loud went and bought 3 rifles into their bonus, which puts more pressure on Fnatic to win this round or their economy would be in desperate danger. Fnatic gets the first blood and takes that as a sign to play more aggressive, which leads to an over-aggressive play that doesn't work out, but gets traded by a teammate who gets another 2 enemies right after, putting them in the advantage of a 4v1 with Spike dropped outside the enemy's hand.
Running out of bullets, it matters not. 3 in the round, 2 years to remain.
And what a round from Chronicle that is. The play from Durka set up with his swing. Fnatic claim their first.
And getting that round on the board, so damn important.
If Fnatic wins the next round, it will tie the scoreline 2-2. Both teams have full buy, and seems Loud might be pushing B again, but this time they get shut down trying to take control of B Cubby and traded for kills, making it a 4v4. Loud decides to instantly rotate to A, knowing that Fnatic is most likely heavy presence B after a player pivots control on A. Majority of Loud rotates and tries to plant, but quickly gets denied. Meanwhile, Loud still has a member pivoting B and slowly lurking into Fnatic's spawn. He gets 1 kill before being traded. Time is running out. Loud has to plant quickly. 2v2 turns into a 1v2 after some overpeaking on Fnatic's side. 1 player with 100 HP versus 2 players with full HP and a spike that needs to be defused.
Very weak. Does the lockdown get invested? Yes, it does. Huge investment from Sadak. Javier, he's got half.
Sticking! Nothing afforded, no time! Half on the defuse! You've got to be kidding!
As we head into the 5th round of the map, we see Fnatic with a semi-buy round. Loud seems to be repeating their snowman strat on B with excellent utility, except Fnatic has adapted and positioned themselves in a way that doesn't allow them to do the same thing again. Their skills to adapt rewards them immediately in this round.
Live here. The weaponry's not ideal. Util now to try and buy some time. A bit of spam as well. Chronicle was aiming to get 2, but Durka, Boaster, run and gun! It's pure chaos. RNG in the moment. And what can be done from this? Durka with 3. Another tap though. It's on a knife's edge. So tenuous. War broken. Players falling. And Asmus, he has to back away. He cannot afford to fight it. He knows he's lost the battle.
After losing 3 more rounds and bringing the score to 2-5 for Loud, Fnatic takes their time out of the match. Will they be able to bounce back? Well, yes, they won the round after timeout, but that doesn't mean they fully bounced back yet. Seems there is just a disconnect between the players of Fnatic as they continue to lose another 4 rounds due to just lack of communication, according to the team. As heard in this clip, there is just 2 people not able to process the flank callout.
Right, boys, this is it. I just want to hear some comms, okay? Like, I feel like our comms have just disappeared, okay? Like, if we just play like it's crap, just communicate like it's crap, I feel like we got a shot in this still, okay? It's a difficult situation, it's stressful, take some breaths as you need it, but I'm telling you, the comms have just dropped to a point where, like, we can't win with these comms, okay? Yeah. If we comm up better, we can win this, okay? I want to hear, if someone's doing a cascade on you, I want to hear it. The start of the round, if they got an ult, I want to hear it. If they're doing this, I want to hear what they're doing, okay? And you need to, dead people, you need to be telling what's going on. Like, they're lurking across the map on that attack side. Like, we just need to know what's going on, okay? So this attack side, focus for this scrim, for this half of the scrim, is communication, okay?
They knew that the attacking side needed to be different if they even had a chance at winning. It's the start of the second half, 3 Fnatic, 9 to Loud. Oh god, the 9-3 curse. But Fnatic has always proven to be dominant on pistols, and now they really need to win this one.
Last chance in a grand final to lift a trophy. They've been to 5 global lands since then, 68 matches. Oh. And this has been their best chance. Durka and Boaster's lifelong quest. It does seem to be ending. Pulled it off in almost 2 years of international play. Less overwhelmed though, as Boaster responds.
That creates that 4v4. It's up to Fnatic not to drop the ball now. Spike going to be planted, down over the top, relieving it. Still Sadak Lucky to escape. Snake bite at his feet. Kawazine with the heel. Still a wall in their face. Now 2 years coming through. Cascade breaks it up. Flash play. Boaster fully blind, and with every shot rattled, it feels like the nail in the coffin. Kills found, bodies fall. Alfia and Leo, they've been amazing. They've been immaculate. But this might just be too much. Aspas, 3 in a round, sticking the spike, pistol is theirs.
Oh, I guess they aren't as dominant on pistol rounds. Surely they will force on the next round, right? I mean, they lost, but it's okay. It's now 3-11. Well, time for their second and final timeout. Let's listen to their comms and see how they're doing.
Okay. So what do we want to do against them? Because they're going to flood this backside. Or they're just going to retake, okay?
I'm going to do a mega PK smoke. We just have to volley backside, shot backside. Chronicle does G2 or something. Like that.
Okay.
I have Guardian, I can search for him. Leo, you look dead, mate. Can you give me that bulldog? Jake, give me that bulldog. Yes.
Fnatic finally gets another round, but it's such a close win.
I think they can throw that one away. Aspas with a Guardian. And 7,000 Brazilian people behind him.
Fast updraft play, triggers the alarm bot, doesn't know where the players are. It's that crossfire, looking to clear as much as possible. Dash fade, still high ground taken. He's giving a hop across and just guesses incorrectly. So,
after that, another round with a cheeky flick from Fnatic to win a 1v1.
looking to make it 22, looking to put it on map point, looking to put it on series point. Damage done though, Turka, that's good. Biding his time, Aspas, a bit of spam will do it. Trying to reset the aim, wide swing, flick of the wrist, Turka shuts it down.
Fnatic would need to win at least another 6 rounds consecutively to be tied in the scoreline. Loud knows this and calls their first timeout. After timeout, they go for a risky eco play of rushing into enemy territories with pistol, which unfortunately for them does not reward them to the round as they end up losing and damaging the economy.
Every single angle watched for, spammed. Any sort of threat of this getting out of hand looks like it's basically done and dusted. Bless. Shot to find, but he is being squeezed, and it's low enough that slight breeze will put an end to that.
Loud taking the timeout, probably for mental reasons, like you said, Brent, just to keep themselves collected.
Loud keeps taking more of the neutral space, but just keeps losing fights, unaware on how tight Fnatic is holding and patrolling flanks, even being so confident to run in with a knife and be penalized by Fnatic.
And also less detained.
Attempt of the punish inside the pit. Will we see it happen? It's a war being fought on multiple fronts. And water falling into the back of the side. It's Loud looking to reclaim that space. Tap on the spike. Hiding their position though, planted up into that top angle. Fnatic performing surgery with the way that they are executing these players. It's precise in nature.
Beautifully orchestrated. They have not given Loud any opportunity here. Boaster getting great value watching the flank. And then Alpha, tucking himself underneath, using the lockdown that he had invested to get into such a great spot.
The score is 10-11. Fnatic has won 7 consecutive rounds at this point in a row, after initially losing their pistol and semi-buy rounds. Loud calls their second and last timeout of the match. Things are tense. Their chance to be crowned the champions VCT lock-in in their home country is slowly slipping away. Fnatic is 1 round away from tying up the scoreline. A case of slippery fingers by the planter nearly ended their streak. With so little time left to plant and the wall breaking, it is a fight against the clock with only milliseconds of difference between going match point or tying up the scoreline.
Wall breaking! Now making the most of it tonight. It's less. Comes down to it. Him and Aspas. What can they do? Time running so damn low. But just enough milliseconds.
And all put into the hands of Aspas. Leo with a falling phantom shot as well. But Aspas with the world on his shoulders.
Turret clear, doesn't know the positioning. So much to do, so much to watch for. Durka leaves his feet hanging, an easy target, but time running low, and Fnatic know all they have to do is wait. All they have to do is buy that extra time, and as the spike ticks down, Alfie, comfortable in his mind, comfortable in the presence, knowing that they have drawn even.
Fnatic is now 1 round away from taking the lead and bringing us to match point. Loud is on eco, but still brings this round from a 5v5 to a 2v1 in their favor. And when Europe needed Fnatic to clutch, they clutched it and brought this original 3-11 game to an intense 12-11 for Team Fnatic. After some good positioning from Loud, Fnatic just walks right into the hands of Loud to deliver them into OT on a silver platter.
He's lined up and set up, yet still Chronicle lands the shot, Sadak stunned, and he's still, no one watches. Spike to the side, Loud are doing it!
Fnatic respond though, 10 seconds on the clock.
And do they have time? Spike up to the side, picks it up, there's a gap in the play. And with the wall down, he gets the plant. Can't be denied, breaks a portion. And still it's down to Boast of the IGL, can he do it? All up to him, all down to this, and it's not gonna be the case.
But an amazing first overtime round from Fnatic with an operator collateral brings them back to match point and 1 round away from winning it all. Loud looked strong, but their defense just wasn't enough.
Well, here they are, they stand once more on the precipice, on the brink.
1 round. It's all it'll take. It stands between Fnatic and lifting that trophy. Long time coming for a lot of the players on this EMEA super team. And with that singular round, it'll be Chronicle who makes history. The first player to claim 2 titles. And Loud look to deny, look to scrap, scrape, push their way into the limits of OT.
It's another well-timed cascade, actually, and Sadak's called a good rotation. In terms of getting the defenders in the right spot, Sadak has been doing his job as the IGL on defense. But they actually can't stop these backstab plays from coming through. And the post plants, that's where the nightmare's been had for Loud.
Grouping up. A fight is inevitable. And so are Fnatic. Dash forwards to the side, slow warp, supplements. Durka are able to take this fight, but it's a little bit labored, a little bit strained. Dart lighting them up, re-swing, swings down, spray down! And everyone falling, everyone collapsing. It's deafening, a gloom enters the arena. As Fnatic, they can feel it. Inexorable, inevitable, however you want to call it.
With 1 player left to go, Fnatic have essentially got this one all tied up. 1 round away.
And the fight is over. 14-12, denying the reverse sweep. Fnatic, they pull off the impossible.
After an exhausting, long, and hard-endured battle, Fnatic wins 14-12. They earned their first international victory, defeating the previous world champions Loud on their own home ground.